And do you think recession is an opportunity to grow? Absolutely. Why is booming economy an opportunity? Because there is so much going on. I mean, there is so many opportunities. I mean, anybody can say, hey, I'm willing to work and start a business, and I mean, that's a great place to start, right? How about stagnant economy? Well, nothing is, I mean, it's kind of, everything is lateral, the people who are there. How do you grow? The way you grow is by showing your customers the way how they can grow. If you can show your customers the way that, hey, I can help you grow by doing this, that's what customers want to hear. They got the money, they got the capital to spend, but they are looking for ideas, how can I grow? And then, recession. People think, man, recession is bad for business and all that stuff. Again, you need to show your customers in recession, what are customers looking for? They are short on cash. They are looking for ways to cut costs. If you can show them how you can implement technology or whatever you're doing, if you can cut them costs, they are all for it. Let me tell you, the money is there to be spent in recession. You just have to give your customers a reason for them to spend. If you look at them in the history of this business, right? Look at the top companies. Look at companies like GE and IBM. When did they start? In the Great Depression in the 1870s, 1880s. When did companies like HP start? They started in the Great Depression in the 1929, 1930. When did the companies like IBM and Microsoft and Apple start? They started in the recession in 1973, 1975. There is history. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say that I remember ways back that there was a Brookings Institution study, and it concluded that a recession or depression was the best time for a company to grow because the cost of human resources is the lowest during that time, and the cost of R&D is the lowest during that time. So you can really grab your share of best talent, best innovation. You also have the best share of voice. Most people pull in and withdraw their communications during that time. So you have an opportunity to really capture a share of voice in terms of marketing your company. And so they concluded that you could purchase share of market cheaper during a depression or a recession than any other time.
You are 110% right. I completely agree with you. And here is what happens during recession, which you hit upon, is everybody is hiding in the bunkers. What that does is if you got the right armor on, you can go around and the whole field is there for your taking. That's a good thing about a recession. And what it does, you're right. I mean, especially now, we're now out of the recession. All that labor is cheap. It's repleted with opportunities. The companies are starting to spend again. There's never been an opportunity like this. The real estate is cheap, the labor is cheap, and the companies are starting to spend. The time to be growing is now. You should be growing today. You should be thinking about how I can be growing my business today. So think about that. And lastly, I guess, I think as the CEO, it's very, very critical that you stay positive. And why do I say you stay positive? And I saw that in recession. A lot of the CEOs, they went negative. Man, I'm not getting enough business. Things are not going well. Because what that does, it reflects in how your company, how your employees look to your customers as well. If they see that there's doom and gloom in this company, would your customers want to do business with you? So that's where it's very critical that you stay positive, that you emit that that positive energy to your customers. Because the more you trust your vision, the less is the fear of the world. And the bigger your trust becomes, the more you become a conduit for miracles. So don't stop being positive. Don't stop believing in yourself. Don't stop believing in that vision that led you to start that business in the first place. But more important than that, I think, there's one thing I want to mention to you, is make sure that you're maintaining work-life balance. What do I mean by that? I mean, we all started because the business because we saw there was an opportunity out there and that we could increase our net worth, right? That's true. But think about it. Did you increase your net worth? But what's your life worth? Has that increased as well? If your life worth has decreased, if you haven't spent a date with your wife or your spouse in the last month, your life worth probably hasn't increased. If you haven't gone to your kids' celebrations, your life worth probably hasn't increased. If you haven't spent time with your parents, your life worth probably hasn't increased. So think about, in addition to your net worth, what is your life worth? I'll share with you an incident that happened to me personally. My daughter, she was getting ready for, there was a sports event coming up in the school on Friday, and she said, "Daddy, are you coming to my event? I think I'm going to win a gold medal." I said, "No, I can't go. I got this huge project that's going on, and I need to be there. Can't be with you." I didn't go. Luckily, my wife went, but it rained out that day. And my wife, I mean, she's a physician, so she had to operate on some patients on Monday, so they postponed the sports meet until Monday. And she said, "Hey, I mean, these patients are scheduled. I need to go take a look at them. Can you go?" I said, "No, I can't go." That weekend, we got a call from her teacher. She said, "You know what? Your daughter cried." I said, "Why did she cry?" She said, "Because my mommy was going to be here on Friday. She couldn't come. And I know my dad can't be here on Monday. And nobody's going to be there when I get the gold medal." And when I heard that, I went to her school. And I said, and when she won that gold medal, and I saw that look on her face, it didn't matter, the business. And I'm glad that I was there. So I hope you maintain that work-life balance. I hope you get to spend time with your family. I hope that with what I've shared with you today, that you are successful. I hope you picked up today a nugget of information that helps you be successful, that helps you grow, that helps this whole economy in Georgia grow, so that we can put the people who are unemployed here in Georgia back to work. You've been a great audience. Thank you so much. I enjoyed it. Any questions?
Okay,
one of the biggest topics today in the news is jobs. What kind of advice would you give to people out there who are looking for jobs that can actually acquire certain skills to work for Commdex?
Well, I think the biggest skill that is not taught in the colleges is personal skills. I mean, when I am interviewing people, I don't look for, are you the most technically qualified people? Do you know the technology? I know that can come. But do you have the personal skills? Can you relate with people? Can you make people feel good? Can you I guess, carry on a conversation? I mean, those soft skills are a great way of succeeding in life. I mean, obviously technical skills help. I'm not saying that. But I think having the soft skills is, I think, probably one of the big areas where if you can have the skills where you can, I mean, and those skills are not taught kind of in any university and all that stuff. That's where I think you should focus. And then along with that, coming to events like this. I mean, networking with, all these business owners are here. I mean, this, I think, is the most energetic group that, I mean, you can be part of. I mean, and rubbing shoulders with all these achievers here who took the chance to start businesses. I think that's the kind of things that I think the people who are looking for jobs need to start looking at. Go ahead.
You haven't talked much about your business in the past half hour or so. What is it about your business model that's allowed you to be successful? What's your point of differentiation that's allowed you to be successful over the past few years?
Oh, great point. Okay. Well, I guess from what we do, let me take 2 minutes. I didn't want to make it an advertisement for Commdex, but I guess I will. But what we do is basically, I mean, if you look at it in a nutshell, what we do is we help our customers keep their workers connected with each other while they're in the field, so that this worker here knows exactly what's going on with others, and then the two of them together are connected with the headquarters or the dispatch center or 911, whatever it is. So a lot of our customers are governments like city, county, state, is we help to make sure that they are communicating well with each other. Because if you look at the 911 Commission report, the number one impediment that they identified in the report was that there wasn't lack of communications. So what we are doing is we're helping the jurisdictions all over the country solve the needs of that interoperability, so that, God forbid, if ever there is 911 kind of incident, that people can respond, because every second that is lost in response could make a difference between life and death. That's what we do, is make sure that we are working with kind of Department of Homeland Security on protecting the borders. We're working with the local governments all over the country. We're working with state governments. So that's where our niche is. Our niche is in helping the governments get ready for disasters, get ready for emergencies and all that. And the thing that has helped us be successful is, like I said before, is evolving our company to the needs of the customers. Our customers wanted us to be nationwide. We are nationwide. Our customers said, we don't want you to just do me this service. Like we started out, we were only doing interoperability planning for them. We'll do the interoperability planning and then leave them there. I want you to come in and design the system and be able to implement the system. You guys are great. And we evolved to kind of help them with that as well. So I think evolution of the company to meet the needs of the customers, innovating our business to meet the needs of the customers, those are the things that I think have helped us grow as a company. Go ahead, sir.
I have two questions. The first is a quickie. Are you going to make these slides available?
Sure, I don't mind. Sure.
Second question, referring to your telecom trends, which is very bullish. We're in what I would call a regulatory bear market, especially in the area of data security. Do you see any impact that can have on these trends?
I'll tell you in telecom, right? The reason I'm bullish, number one, if you right now, like if you maybe first quarter next year, you will have 5 carriers building nationwide LTE 4G networks: AT&T, Sprint, Verizon, LifeSquared, and Clear. 5. Each one of them has anywhere from 30 to 50,000 sites all over the country. Right? Who is going to turn up that equipment? Who is going to get those networks online? Huge, huge opportunity. They realize where the puck is going. Why are they pumping in billions of dollars into telecom? So that's why I'm bullish. Because next quarter, I mean, there will be shortage of people. There are not enough. Like 2 years ago, there were 200 people who knew the LTE technology in the whole country. Next quarter, they're going to need 100,000 people who know LTE technology to be able to implement it all across the country. Where is that 100,000 going to come from? It's going to come from here. Those who step up to the challenge are the ones who are going to thrive. Does that help? Yeah, go ahead, sir.
I'd rather ask a stupid question than remain stupid.
There's no such thing as a stupid question, number one.
But could you explain how cloud technology works and maybe possibly define some of the more practical and productive applications?
Oh, great. Great. Okay. Here is